Hello and welcome to A Day with the Car Driver, covering the last decade in anime. We're nearly halfway through, actually. Well,
not really.
okay.
We're only in 2014.
2014. I'm Scamp.
Like a third of the way.
Anyway, I'm Scamp.
I'm Day.
And this, winter 2014. Relatively pretty small season, actually. Although there's a few, gems in here. Well, actually, I'm not sure how much you enjoyed from this season.
There was stuff that I liked. I'm
Yes.
not sure I would go so far as to say there were a few gems.
Okay, one or two. Well, so one of the most interesting shows to air this season, and I'm not even sure if it's the biggest, but it definitely was one of the most ambitious, was Space Dandy, which was produced by Japan, but basically for a Western audience. It was made for Toonami.
Yeah, I think it in fact aired there before. Didn't it have a Western premiere before it had one in Japan?
Probably, not only that, but it also...
Also, they fully dubbed it from the get-go.
Simul-dub.
Yeah.
Maybe the first example of that ever.
But also probably...
Discounting Afro Samurai, I guess.
I mean, well, yeah.
Oh.
Now I'm curious about Big O2's airing history in Japan versus the US, because I'm not actually sure.
Yeah.
But maybe more of a, what would you call it? Because usually with simul dubbing, as we've come to use it and understand it, I'm not sure if that's what we would have originally called it. I don't know. It's usually on a bit of a delay, and they don't always do it from the beginning.
Yes.
This was planned from the outset, I guess, is what I'm driving
Yes,
at.
yes. It was, it was made for a Western audience and ran on Toonami. And by my understanding is did well on Toonami.
I think it did respectably, at least.
Like, it was their highest, had their most views of anything that was running. Because it was new. It was the first place you could see it. Being not American, that was not how I could watch it. There was no legal way for me to watch Space Dandy.
Yeah, actually, isn't it better to put it as not that you weren't American, but you weren't in America?
Yes.
Because it's not like I could have either.
True. I did actually, pirate the dub, but the dub's very, very good, which you kind of bloody hope considering what it was done. The show itself was actually, so it's Shinichiro Watanabe, aka Mr. Cowboy Bebop, but he was just like the overall director. Every episode had a new director, and they were basically told look, here's your, because the actual story of it is there's a guy who likes butts. And there's really not much to it, so they could do anything, and some of the episodes got really properly wild and just imaginative. Like, one episode is it finishes off in a high school musical dance-off scene, and there's another one where the entire world gets reborn as a series of dancing microbes, and then there's one where the entire universe turns into zombies, but then they all realize that actually being zombies is good, so just the world lives around in peace, the universe. And there's some wild episodes. I actually did a post at the time which was these are the 10 best episodes, because some of them didn't work, as naturally is the case of this. Really, really imaginative show. One of my favorites, actually, of the decade.
I remember loathing the marketing for it that I'm fairly certain was Funimation.
Yes, because Funimation was starting to go through a trend of this around this time, actually.
Yeah, really, really well...
It was trashy.
Although even going, in 2012 or so, they were doing incredibly trashy marketing for stuff. I think it was the first time I saw the term fun bags used in, 15 years was Funimation copywriting for one of their,
was it High School DxD by any chance? Because that's the one I've seen.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it actually was Desert Punk.
Okay.
I just remember seeing the ad copy and it was who the hell wrote this?
Yeah.
Anyway.
At least with High School DxD, it's totally accurate to the material, whereas Space Dandy is Space Dandy's not trying to be deep at all. There are some episodes that are definitely going for something a bit wilder, but they're definitely it's trying to be goofy. And it's very, very effective at that.
But it is trying to be more inventive, if I understand correctly.
Oh, yes.
So I guess the people who are like, no, you gotta give it a shot. I know that it looks like it could be a little bit trashy, but like, come on. And then Funimation comes on, it's like, tits.
Yes. And it's a really, really inventive, clever, just imaginative show.
Tits.
I implore more people to check it out. One thing that shocked me about this is just, like, it obviously did well on Toonami, and obviously Toonami audiences are not the same as, say, people who obsessively keep their My Anime List accounts updated. Sorry, I shouldn't make stupid jokes while you're drinking your tea. Or was it earlier you did? You spat your water out all over watching the first...
It was tea!
You spat your tea watching Fire Force because they pushed the main character over.
Yeah, it wasn't... I mean, it was just... Okay, look, it was a well-executed, silly throwaway gag.
Yes. Anyway. But yeah, that's the thing, like... Its view count on My Anime List is atrocious. Which is weird.
Well...
It's just... I guess you could say it's not the audience.
Also... Although a lot of those people just pirate, so that probably wouldn't be the whole answer. Mm-hmm. Well, you commented on the inaccessibility legally.
Yeah. As
someone who is not in the US or Japan.
Yeah.
So maybe that's some of it? I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe you could argue it's not typically anime fanish. I wonder how it would do today. Then again, anime was already starting to blow up again at this stage, because this is after Attack on Titan. The watershed moment, I guess.
I don't know. What do you think? If it was now on Netflix?
Oh, maybe.
I think there's at least a chance.
Because it hasn't... I'm surprised it hasn't maintained an anime fandom consciousness as much. You don't see it brought up.
Well, there's also a lot of turnover in fandom.
Less so nowadays, I think.
Yeah, but this is 2014.
I guess. Thing is, I do see... So, like, we'll move on from Space Dandy now. Like, some of these other ones... well, I don't know. I do see people still talk about Nyssa Koi.
I definitely still see people talk about Noragami.
Yeah, because they're the other probably two biggest ones from this season, were Nyssa Koi and Noragami.
The other ones, though...
No, I don't.
Like, once in a while you'll see people bring up Sakura Trick, but it's more so they can use that fake screenshot that's, I can't get up, I'm gay. Because she's lying on a sofa.
I wonder how many people use...
And her sister's like, hey, get up. And she's like, I can't, I'm gay.
Okay. I wonder how many people sharing that screen cap have seen it.
Speaking, well, as long as... I mean, I brought it up,
yeah,
so I
Sakura
might as
Trick,
well.
go on.
Oh my god, I hate Sakura Trick. There's just... The anime had this ultra obsession with the thighs of high school girls that was really skeevy and off-putting, and I know that there are people who love this show, and I know, people who are Yuri fans whose taste I normally respect love this show, and I can't stand it. I got sick of the close-up shots of jiggling thighs, and it's like, it's just really skeeved me out.
It's a very specific fetish.
Yeah, and, I didn't think... Nothing about it was sufficient to overcome how grotesque I felt after watching it. The characters are pretty, like, eh.
Yeah.
They range between blandly inoffensive and actively irritating. If I were... Oh, you know what it was, too? I swear this was a show where the knees had blush.
Yes.
Which I always find really irritating. In this case, just because I think it looks stupid as hell. Yeah.
My knees, they blush for you.
I guess. Yeah, and I don't think the relationships were very good. Yeah, I didn't finish watching it. I don't recommend it. It's not a Yuri show I'd point to and be like, hey, this is worth going back to.
But yeah. So the other stuff this season, I think we both watched Noragami.
I think we did.
Did you finish it?
Yes.
Both seasons?
No.
Oh.
Well, the second season aired on Funimation, and at that time Funimation wasn't streaming outside the US. Yeah, because Funimation is so accessible to us now, and it never streams for our region.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
So I never saw the second season. I liked the first season decently. I did felt like it spent so I ended up going with an anime original storyline to close out the show, because I don't know that they expected it to get any more at that point. I don't know what the choices were made.
It was quite a popular show, and it still is, actually.
Oh yeah, it did very well.
Cool OP.
I liked it decently. I think they spent a little too much time on the bratty sword kid.
Which one's the bratty sword kid?
The blonde guy.
Yes,
who likes skateboarding.
That was the reason I stopped watching it, actually. was because I found him unbearable. Like, genuinely unbearable. Because I liked the show otherwise, but I found him so boring that it was just, I stopped watching it.
Yeah, so the Noragami is about a god. Well, it's about a god who is broke.
Yeah.
Perpetually broke. And a high school girl who ends up seeing him because doesn't she, like, her soul accidentally gets whacked out of her body temporarily?
She's a near-death experience, I think.
Yeah, and so she sees him and he's like, hey, I don't remember the particular details, but they end up, being, you're sort of mismatched.
It's vaguely Bleach-esque. It's similar to Ruki or Ichigo. Maybe
I
not
don't think
so much.
I think the humor's a bit tamped down.
Yes.
And also, I don't think either of them is particularly Rukia-like.
Yeah, you're right.
And actually, to be honest, neither one of them is particularly Ichigo-like.
No, but
their relationship is similar.
Yes.
Although she never ends up having powers. She's just she then is able to pop out of her body really easily.
And she can jump around she can do the thing that anime characters do, which is jump and stand on top of telephone poles.
Yep. She's also, isn't she a wrestling fan?
Is she?
I think so.
So she obviously does the
Well, because I want to say she does some of the moves after being bounced out of her body. Like, because she's at this fancy, upper class girls' high school, but she secretly is really into wrestling.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's just like our Twitter feed.
It's I don't think they're secret about it.
True.
It's a spirit busting show. Yeah. It's pretty solid. I liked it decently.
Yeah.
Had a good OP.
Good OPs, yes. I do remember
I think the second series also had a good one, although...
Yes.
I
know the one thing I was sad about not getting the second season is it had the attractive lady who wore the black string bikini. But I never got that far, so... Instead, I was watching Nyssa Koi, which was...
I mean, Noragami Season 2 aired in a completely different year, so no, you weren't. But anyway, back to your fantasy.
Nyssa Koi. So Nyssa Koi was a jump manga that was... I think it stopped airing now.
It stopped running because a lot of people were very angry about the ending in a way that is not typically the case for a harem ending.
Well, because it was another one of those, like...
Hey, the Yakuza's cool, actually.
Well, there's that.
That pissed a lot of people off.
But also any show where the entire basis of it is going to be about a love triangle or a love dodecahedron.
Well, but that was my point.
Yes.
People were angry. No, but I said specifically, people were angry at its ending in a way that you don't normally have in harem
so they're angry for it being
because
bad.
Again, there was a lot of anger about its depiction of the Yakuza in the final frames of the story. Because it's kind of so the two primary leads are from warring crime families, and their parents decide to betroth them to each other to try to get people to calm the fuck down, basically. Yes. But they don't like each other very much.
No.
And they fight a lot.
And then from then on, it's just a love triangle. Just non-stop. That's the entire show. The entire show is, really...
There's some stupid stuff about keys and locks from childhood.
Yes. So, interesting fact about this show was that the season before, fall 2013, what we used to run on the blog was the Fantasy Anime League, where you had to, you chose, this was run on my anime list.
It still runs.
Still runs, I haven't taken part in it.
Because I actually saw they were starting it up for the latest season, which is summer 2019.
And I used to take part in it at one point I came second twice in their leagues, which was impressive, I think. But anyway, I had a lot of fun taking
Your
part.
league, your website ran it.
No, we didn't run it. It was Miami List ran it. You just
had posts about it.
We had posts about it and had
Okay.
fun. But we also like challenged our readers to say like, you pick your teams and whoever beats us, you can choose what we blog next season. I lost. They made me blog Nyssa Koi. And it was very quickly watching it, was like, because I'd read a bit of the manga and was like, oh god, I can't do this. This is super generic. So what I did was I watched this without subtitles.
Yeah.
Turns out this thing is so generic you can perfectly understand what is happening without subtitles. Which I think was a very interesting experience. Probably really helped my Japanese, actually.
So not like the time I tried to watch Morio no Hako without subtitles.
That would be impossible.
Yeah.
Nyssa Koi, though, not.
Nyssa Koi got some attention at the time, though, because it was being done by Shaft.
Oh, yes.
Which was seen as like, this is kind of something different, which honestly, in retrospect, just feels a bit hilarious because, let's see, Shaft did F a Tale of Memories, F a Tale of Melodies. I mean, I guess what my point is, like, harem-y type material really was not new to Shaft.
Not shonen harem, though. There's a difference. But yeah, it wasn't super shafty, ultimately, which was... What does Shaft even do after this?
Has the one with the Still the Town Moves aired yet?
Yes. Sorry, Demo, that we've already got that one. I think after this they only have March, because they just repeatedly make Monogatari sequels.
No, what about, Ano Natsu Materu? Has that aired yet?
I don't think that's them.
Are you sure it isn't?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe that was IG.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
I'm racking my brain.
Because I know they significantly cut down the number of TV anime they made. And
well, they are doing the new Madoka spinoff, aren't they?
I don't actually know now that you've said it. I'd be surprised if they weren't, but I know they're more picky and choosy now because they can be, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
hence why they've done March.
You have two properties that print money out of their butts every 2 weeks.
Yeah. I guess that's why they chose to do March comes in like line. We'll talk about March. We love March, but we'll get to that when it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I got comments about that.
Oh.
What else aired?
Witchcraft Works.
Oh, Witchcraft Works is pretty solid. So Witchcraft Works was... I feel like at this point, most people who've heard of this have heard this particular anecdote. So the Witchcraft Works manga, the author was like, yeah, I'm going to make a Yuri. Yeah, it's going to be great. And then their editor was like, no, it's going to be a boy and a girl. You have to change this. And
because
they're
it's
like,
it runs in a shonen manga.
Yeah. And they're like, fine, I'll change it. I'm going to make the one who gets rescued all the time the boy.
Yes.
So it's a story about a bunch of witches.
It's a goofy comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty decent. And, like, for some reason, the boy lead is, like, a magical resource or something. I forget the exacts of it. I enjoyed it. Its ending theme is funny.
Yes.
Although if you stop to think about it, it's kind of disturbing. But it's also funny.
It's by the director who did Shirobako and Girls from Panzer. It's that guy.
Yeah.
And then does all the really bad horror.
Well, the good news was, in this case,
Yeah.
even though there were witches and monsters, it was not horror, really.
Yes. Use the imagery of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't into this show, but whatever.
Yeah, I liked it decently.
So what else do we have this season?
Okay, well, one that did get a bit of a... Well, we've got a few that got a bit of attention as, more minor hits, like, was it real? No, it was World Conqueror Zveda.
Yeah, what have I've written Invaders of Zveda, but it wasn't. It was like World Conqueror.
What I just said.
Yeah.
Which was a comedy?
Sorta. I think it was supposed to be like serious comedy, like we have things to say with our comedy. All I know about it is that all the promo and all the materials showed like
the little girl,
a little girl dressed up in really skimpy outfits. I was I can't.
She had booty shorts on, and I don't think she really wore a shirt. It was just kind of a flowing cloak that showed off most of her torso.
Yeah, it was a little too Dance in the Vampire Bund for my taste. I think is how I would best put that.
Yeah, this was a minor hit, at least in the West.
I know a couple of people
and
watched
I know
it,
people who really liked it, but I was really put off by the character design.
Did you watch Kkona Koiiroha?
Oh, I watched the first few episodes. So
it's a shoujo, wasn't it?
No, that's what's bizarre, because a lot of people look at it and they're like, this is a shoujo. It's actually a seinen magazine it ran in.
There's a surprising number of those.
But I think this one, there's a lot of things that, if you glance at quickly, you're like, oh yes, shoujo. And it's like, no, seinen. I think this one, if you didn't know it, and you didn't really know your different types of magazines, you could very easily watch the whole thing and never catch on.
Yeah.
It's about this girl. She's kind of normal, and she somehow meets like a fox goddess. I don't remember too much of it.
Oh well.
I know it kind of went off the rails toward the end, which is part of why I stopped watching it before it got to that point, because I had been watching it, but I hadn't followed it weekly because I was like, this is okay. And then people were really negative about how it ended up developing, so I ended up not watching it.
Yeah, you weren't into it. Because sometimes if you're like not that into a show and people start being negative about it,
yeah, it can definitely...
It can be like, oh well, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, it was only 10 episodes.
Yeah, I watched all of the next one that we've got on our list here, which is Hozuki's Cool-Headedness. How did they translate?
Yeah, it had kind of a funny English language name.
Hozuki no Reitetsu.
Yeah, I think it was Hozuki's Cool-Headedness.
Yeah, which is a bad name, but I don't know.
I would have gone with something more like, Cool-Headed Hozuki, which isn't great but not awkward.
Or even just Cool Hazuki.
Yeah, because he is depicted as being cool in the world.
It is about government bureaucracy in hell.
Yep.
It's specifically
didn't it
Japanese
just get a
hell.
new season?
It keeps getting seasons. This thing is really big in Japan. I don't know if it runs in a josei manga, but I know it is.
I was going to say too, I think it's big with an audience that's willing to spend money.
Older female fans. When I say older, I mean like no teenagers. It is all older women who are really into this thing.
I think what you mean really then is women.
Adult women, yes. Well, it's like, like the term...
Like, I get that, so much of the industry is focused on, like, teenagers
yes.
But...
Yeah, so Hozuki, and yeah, you're right, it's an audience who will. So they keep making more sequels of it. It's very low-key, it's very strange. Like, there's one, like, the main character has, like, his own garden he runs that is full of...
Goldfish plants.
Goldfish plants that when he waters...
That scream.
Yeah, he waters them, they all start screaming. It's an odd show. I highly recommend just like watching an episode or two, because what happens is like you could watch this in any order.
Oh yeah, which is how I watched it. It was like bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah, didn't you used to sit alongside me if I had an episode on? Was that how it went?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember too well.
It was an odd show. I didn't know what it got multiple seasons. I think I only watched the first season because there's not much to it. But it was like strange and weird and like, whoa, Japan puts out some interesting stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when it was funny, it was pretty funny, but I also felt like some of the gags just didn't work for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
Then we've got the anime that I think you may be one of the only people who...
Oh, let's insult my taste. Oh, okay, I see how it is.
Am I wrong?
Look, I liked Wizard Barristers. I'm not going to say it was good, but I liked it, okay? Wizard Barristers is about barristers who are magic. I mean, that really is it. And sometimes they have to solve cases, but it is pretty weird. There's a perverted frog that the main character owns. He sucks.
This is another one by that guy...
Umetsu,
yes.
I can't think of his first name.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's the one who did Kite.
Yeah. And Mezzoforte.
Did the ending theme and the character designs for Kokoku, which we'll get to in an eventual season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he also worked on last season
Galilei
which ended in a weird courtroom scene, because apparently the next season he's going to just do all weird courtroom scenes.
Yep.
It had a very bad sense of geography of the North American continent, specifically to do with Canada and the United States.
Is it Barristers?
Yes. Their ideas about how close, like, Toronto is to Boston or, like, California were a bit strange. Whatever. I'm not going to say it was good, but I enjoyed it, okay?
Did you enjoy this latest season of Precure?
No, but I don't think anyone did.
Oh, is this the one that no one liked, Happiness Charge Precure?
I mean, this is one of two that tend to be judged the worst. Yeah, I watched an episode of this because, I don't know, I did. I've spent a decent amount of time trying to watch Pretty Cure, and sometimes I succeed, and most of the time I don't. I did not succeed with this, but I dropped it after one episode.
It sounds like most people didn't like this.
It had a very, very whiny Cure, who was one of the first introduced, and I'm sure this was a case where it was like, oh, she's very whiny and childish, and she's a brat. And then she has to grow and get over that, which, to be fair, actually doesn't describe many of the cures. But she was really obnoxious. Also, it was very. The visuals were rather poor.
Oh, really?
Like, surprisingly so this late in the franchise's age. But speaking of franchises, how about the continuing Nobunaga franchise?
The franchise where there was this weird trend around this stage of turning Nobunaga into a lady.
Okay, you say this, but one of these does not have a Nobunaga
That's true.
lady.
There's Nobunaga the Fool, which was...
Yeah.
I don't even... This is like some
Was
weird...
this Sunrise?
Satellite.
Okay.
I just remember Shiny Ladies... Da Vinci. Was Da Vinci the one with the big boobs? I don't remember now.
I know there's a Jeanne d'Arc in it, because of course there is.
She probably is the one with big boobs.
I think she was useless.
Oh.
As, you know, considering the historical Jeanne d'Arc, she really is often in anime pretty fucking useless and feckless.
With the exception of Drifters, where she's a crazy lady who wants to burn everything down. And probably the most realistic.
She was also... So her reincarnation kicked butt in Kamikaze Kaito Jeanne.
Is there... There must be a Jeanne d'Arc in one of the Fate series.
There is. She's a religious fanatic, I think.
I mean, that's
makes
also...
sense.
Which is also fairly accurate. So,
yeah.
Yeah, because there was not just Nobunaga Phil, but Nobunagun.
I think she shows up in Fate Apocrypha. You know, the one where everybody's flipping out over that Astolfo guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nobunagun, which again, actually, Nobunaga's not a lady in that one.
Yes, she was.
No.
Well, she's possessed by the spirit of Nobunaga.
Yes, so...
And she also has guns.
I don't remember why that show sucked, but remember it sucking.
So it started out okay, because it's like, oh, we have these different people who are possessed by these historic spirits, and
that
they're going
gives
to fight
them
each other.
superpowers.
If I'm not mistaken, I think someone was possessed by, oh, what was it? I can never remember things when I need to. It's a little alarming.
Oh, well. Hey, that's because you spent too much time with me.
What's his face in India?
Gandhi.
Yeah, someone's...
Oh, God, yes, why?
Yeah,
I do
someone's
remember that.
possessed by Gandhi and also has guns. Like, they're like, I am possessed by the spirit of Gandhi or something like that. And that's why, like, I'm a murderous human being. And it's like, wait, what?
And that's why I sleep with underage girls.
What?
Sorry, that's what Gandhi...
That's why I'm racist against black people.
All right, we won't get too much into Gandhi.
Sorry. I feel like that's a little more inflammatory than we usually do.
Anyway.
Here's why Nobunaga sucked.
Right.
Because it started out actually... I mean, other than, you know, taking a famous pacifist and making them violent.
Yeah.
It started out decently stupid. And then, like, in episode 3, we get some incredibly skeevy shit involving the person who's running whatever the organization is, and the titular Nobunaga, he clones her and takes lewd pictures of her clones.
Oh God, I do remember that.
And the girl's like 12, or she looks about 12.
I think
she's definitely not.
Older than that, yeah.
She's not an adult though.
Yes.
She's like maybe 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and like, you know, lets them drape them all over himself, and he's like, oh yeah, little girls. That's why I dropped that show. That's why that show's creepy. It's not worth watching.
Do you want to talk about the anime that just was spontaneously generated out of Sunrise when enough mecha anime were created? The one that actually has no one who made it, and it just like they opened it one day and there was a fully formed anime came out.
Which is why I shouldn't have thought Nobunaga The Fool was Sunrise, but in my defense, Sunrise and Satellite both definitely have that subset of themselves where it's like,
shitty mecha.
Hey guys, I have this stupid idea. And someone higher up is like, yes, we will make this.
That feels more like Satellite, whereas, so this is Buddy...
There's some really dumb.
Yes.
Okay. What was it called? The one where he's always punching shit? That was Sunrise. Yes, that was Sunrise.
Sprite was a hit.
But it was pretty stupid.
Yes, but like on the surface it wasn't. It was just when you watched it and you realised that the guy punched everything to solve problems.
I mean, is Nobunaga The Fool obviously terrible on its surface?
It's obviously stupid on its surface.
Yeah, but okay, I mean, there's been a lot of stupid Sunrise over the years, okay?
I think the thing is, if you describe this plot description of any Sunrise anime, including Buddy Complex, which is the one we're supposed to be talking about, is that none of it sounds...
Shortened to BudCon by someone who did not know English.
Is that
Named by someone who did not know English.
No one who... If you describe a Sunrise anime's plot, it never does like, oh, that sounds okay. Then you watch it and you think, wow, this is the world's most generic anime ever created ever?
Oh, are we talking about Buddy Complex?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. If you describe the plot and you hear the name of it, you're like, wait, this sounds really gay, huh? Because Buddy Complex's entire premise is that, what if there was a world with mechs, whoa, that you could only really bring to their full effectiveness if you did if you did buddying with your buddy.
You mean...
Hey, let's buddy.
You mean Pacific Rim?
Sure.
That's the That's the exact plot of it.
Anyway, yeah, but it's called Buddy Complex.
Yes.
You can't separate that out from the name.
Okay.
And you can't separate it out from the fact that they're like, we're going to buddy. This is really generic.
Yeah.
It was so generic. It also, I feel like someone finally realized how gay the premise was very early on, because we have a lot of really stupid scenes involving the lead being like, hey, don't yell at that girl. She's a girl. I know she's also another person employed on this warship, but you can't yell at girls. How dare you? And it's like, what? You look surprised.
I don't really get it. Were they trying to say like, oh wait, no, we need to make sure we're not gay?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Like, I swear the primary lead character, there's so much time spent on him being like,
I'm very straight.
I'm here to protect girls, and I won't let you yell at them. And, oh, you have a girl who is your sister. Wow, girls are great. Girls. Anyway.
Girls, I'm gonna step on the... No, that's not how that song goes.
Buddy Complex 2 felt like after...
You've seen more of this than me.
Yeah, I saw like half of it. It's worth pointing out Buddy Complex was supposed to be a split core show. Yeah. It did so poorly that they ended up just releasing the finale to the whole thing as a 2 or 3 episode OVA.
Yeah.
Because it did that badly.
Yeah.
I also swear that this was... it feels like, a kind of sanitized and even more genericized version of the other one they did with the vampires.
Valvrave.
Thank you, Valvrave.
Was this the last original mecha anime Sunrise made this decade?
That's a good question.
I think it might
I'd really have to think. I'd have to go through stuff. I think there's a pretty good chance of it.
It was like this one failed hard enough that they were like, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
God, I hadn't really realised that, but looking at it now.
Yeah, Buddy Comp... Oh, God. As a final attempt, it was a pretty poor one.
Yeah. God, that's sad. I hope another mecha anime blows up at some point, but...
Well, Granville is airing this season.
Oh, yeah, maybe I should watch that.
I don't recommend it.
Do you want to really, really shit on something? Do you want to shit on Yamakan? and say what an odious, horrific human being he is?
You know why I don't? Because I
Okay.
don't like giving him any attention.
Okay, well, let's just say that he made a shitty idol anime called Wake Up Girls, and then Wake Up Girls got rid of him, and now it's actually kind of successful in Japan.
I mean, the first season I think did decently, but
Yeah.
they did get rid of him, which suggests to me that he was not judged as being a particularly necessary component of the franchise.
Also shows you can make any old shite into idol. Anyway.
Wake Up Girls was, we're trying to be idols, but like it was a regional thing. And,
so like
wait,
Zombieland Saga.
oh wait, being an idol, wow, if you don't have a good manager, you can sometimes end up doing some really crappy jobs that, like, creepy guys are staring at you in bikinis. Oh, wait, other people have done exposés of the idol genre before much more effectively. Hey, cute girls. Anyway.
Do you want to bitch about new mobile report?
No, it doesn't exist. I
Okay.
changed my mind.
Okay. So, to wrap things up, there were a couple of shorts this season. One very, very good, and one very, very not good. Shall we talk about the very, very good one first?
Well, you like the very, very good one,
I know.
so I'll let you go.
This is my favorite short of the entire decade. It is Tonari no Seki-kun, or I think it's like Beside Seki-kun.
My neighbor Seki.
My neighbor Seki-kun. It is about a girl who is trying to concentrate in class, but the guy next to her is just procrastinating by doing things in his desk. Highly elaborate things such as making his own volcano, making a highly elaborate mini driver's test, building a tiny golf course.
Wasn't there a cactus?
Probably.
And doesn't he knit a cactus?
Oh, possibly, yes. He brings out a highly... and things, all of his inventions and things that he's doing are so highly elaborate that she can't help but being completely enthralled by what he's doing and then going, wait, what am I doing? Please stop distracting me. And then she gets in trouble. It's funny. Each episode is like 7 minutes. The pacing's really good because it, like, despite being 7 minutes long, they let jokes breathe. It's super approachable.
I prefer to smother jokes with pillows, but that's just me.
Yes, they are. It's really good. Like, go search it on Crunchyroll. It's super watchable as well. Like, you'll watch one. It's very more, you know, the way like you eat a Pringle and you're like, I want more Pringles.
That has never happened to me in my life.
Okay, maybe it's like, well, okay, you eat a Funyun and then you're like,
Then you
more.
eat the whole bag.
That's Tonari no Seki-kun. I highly recommend going searching out because it's like, watch one episode and you're like, whoa, that was fun, and then like the whole day will pass and it's like, I've just watched this entire thing. What did I do? I really, really like Tonari no Seki-kun.
Then there's Pupa, which, you know, if nothing else, maybe don't adapt a fairly gory horror manga's 3-minute episodes.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work.
This has a score of like 3.5 on Mal.
So Pupa is about, that feel when your cute little Emoto grows up, starts hitting puberty, and suddenly thirsts to devour flesh.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a particularly subtly veiled story angsting about your little cute sister going through puberty and becoming interested in sex, quite frankly. It's just in this thing, it's, we had shitty parents, and somehow my little sister ended up as a flesh-devouring horror.
Yeah.
And she's feeding on me regularly because I don't want her to get in trouble for feeding on other people.
So why is it bad? Because this sounds intriguing.
I mean, it's 3-minute episodes. You can't really treat the subject at all.
Okay.
It's just... You can definitely tell stories in 3-minute episodes. Like, Cheese Sweet Home was 3-minute episodes, and that's a fantastic anime.
How long is Yami Shibai episodes?
Yami Shibai is about 3 minutes,
Yeah.
but Yami Shibai is also a different type of... Because those are, you know... It's more like the telling of an urban legend, like, hey, that house down the street, oh man, you can't go in there, did you hear about...
Yeah.
Whereas this is trying to tell a continuing story about these poor siblings from a shitty family in shitty circumstances. It doesn't work in 3-minute chunks, because it's just like, the Emoto is chewing on her brother again. Huh, okay. And now we have the OP sucking up much of the runtime. Cool.
And that was the winter 2014 season.
Yeah.
Pretty short. But, you know,
I mean, there were some bigger things.
That's the thing. There were things we both liked from this season, which is...
It's not something that it would be like, oh, yeah, that was a banner season.
Yeah. I kind of want to lead off on the Space Dandy OP. Do you know it?
No.
It's pretty One time, actually, the OP, I think, was directed by Saya Yamamoto.
Oh, I think you've mentioned this.
Yes, including the music video. Search out the music video for the OP sometime. It's really fun. But we'll just play the song, and we'll see you all next time.